absolutely essential that all working class people stand together. All the things that are impacting on all of us in terms of the cost of living, bosses trying to drive down our working conditions, affects all of us.
In the US, people who work at Starbucks are beginning to organise. In the past 12 months, Starbucks workers have successfully organised and unionised in over 250 stores, which is a historic victory for the trade union movement in the US. And today, around 100 Starbucks stores are going on strike, fighting for better pay, better conditions, and for proper trade union recognition, and to get bad bosses off their back. If workers want to unionise and organise, it is possible. And young workers in the UK, for the first time, I think, are being exposed to the trade union movement, and they're finally saying enough is enough, that we should be getting organised in our workplaces, so that we can get demands like £15 an hour living wage for all, regardless of age, that we do have control of rota. Young people, precarious workers are finally standing up.
So United's got big membership amongst precarious workers in the hospitality industry, and we're organising ourselves through a combine. And so there are protests going on throughout the country today to mark the International Day of Action for Baristas. They're some of the lowest paid, most precarious workers in society, and that's why we're working with them, because we know that being part of a trade union and collectivising always improves your terms and conditions, and people need to stick together and fight together, and that's why we're here today. There are disputes going on up and down the country right now because of the cost of living crisis, which has been caused by the Tory government, and workers are getting organised, because if you work in Starbucks, it's going to take you the best part of an hour to earn enough money to buy a cup of coffee in Starbucks, and that is an absolute disgrace. Workers should not be having to rely on in-work benefits to live. Rich companies like Starbucks should be paying their workers enough to live on, and that's why we're here today. Very many of these workers are on precarious 0 hours contracts. They don't know from 1 week to the next how much work they're going to get. People are working hard. The Tory government is saying, well, work more hours. Well, companies like Starbucks and others need to guarantee our members enough work so that they can afford to pay their rent and pay their bills at the end of the month. This is going to be a really difficult winter for workers. The Chancellor's making a statement today which we know isn't going to make things better for workers, and it's time for us all to stand up, to take a stand, and to fight back. Unite as a union, we're about to ballot all of our NHS members across Wales, because members in the NHS have had enough, but members across different industries in Wales have had enough, and are speaking to the union about how they can organise and how they can fight back, and that's why we're here today.
Everybody needs to join a union, everybody needs to get organised, and let's fight back.